What is going on, sluts? This is Chuckle Out Loud, episode 4, and I just got a text from the guest that was supposed to be on. That was ironic timing. Anyhow, so, yeah, this week's episode was supposed to flow off of our guest, but since that's not gonna happen, guess what? Drew, it's down to you.
All right. So we got the Steelers and Patriots going on at 8:30.
Yeah.
Part of the NFL, but Brian's a communist soccer man.
I watch
That's
football
stupid,
too.
Un-American.
I watch football too. What is this? You know what? No.
You watch soccer, and that pretty much like mitigates everything else. Like if you watch My Little Pony, it doesn't matter what other shows you watch.
You know,
because you still watch My Little Pony.
God, people who hate soccer are like the really bad atheists of sports, you know? There's the good atheists who just say, okay, you know what? I don't believe in God. That's fine with you if you do. But personally, I don't think it's going to happen. But then there are the bad atheists who go around and say, you know what? Your religion's stupid. Your religion's stupid. Your religion's stupid because I never took the time to read the book and develop an opinion of myself. And then there are people who hate soccer just the same way. They're like, you know what? You're stupid for liking it. You're stupid for liking it. But my sport is freaking amazing.
Yes, my sport is amazing.
There.
Because I am the arbiter of decisions.
I'm not arguing that your sport is amazing. That's exactly what I'm trying to...
Europeland.
God damn it!
You know, in Europeland and communist Russia and New Zealand and shit like that.
You just invalidated everything you said.
And football is not. Football is not football.
Oh my god.
Our football is like giant men ramming into each other, and then they try to get a ball down the field. And it's
American football, I don't even really consider a football to be a ball, but that's an argument for another day.
It's football because it said it's football, and
yeah, I'm not.
And argue it.
God damn it! No. All right. Here's.
You can't. Yeah.
Here's how I feel. I follow soccer. More closely because there are more likable teams. It's not a regional-based thing. I am a BPL fan, which means there are teams overseas doing all of this different stuff who have players of all different nationalities. So it's not a regionalized thing. Whereas there are New Yorkers who just go, well, I guess I have to like the Giants. And I mean, let's be honest, nobody says the Jets anymore. If you do, you're making a mistake with your life. But, you know, like I'm a New Yorker.
Well, what about the Bills?
And what? Technically, the Bills are the only New York team. Don't the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, their Giants Stadium is in East Rutherford.
But yeah.
For those of you who can't tell, Brian has a cold and he sounds like garbage right now.
Sound like absolute garbage because I am garbage. Frankly, but let's.
You are garbage, as we have discussed and we have scientifically proven in the last week's episode or the one before that. But it was proven, and now you accept the fact, and you can live on knowing that knowledge, and you know you can.
And
just be a more self-aware piece of trash.
Those of you viewing this, like they're not actually just listening to it in the background, every so often this week the slideshow might mess up a little bit. Still, I wanted something different in the background other than like Call of Duty and GTA and Battlefield, so yeah, I have some Sniper Elite V2. Have fun with that.
I don't want to see the motherfucker who would like watch 2.5 hours of the same like 10 or 11 pictures, sometimes 20.
You'd be surprised.
I would be surprised, but
yeah, like that. It just switched to a loading screen. That's only going to happen every so often. I think that should correct itself because I started the slideshow before the recording and it was just fine.
But soccer is a bad sport.
A very you know what I like about soccer is that you don't have to watch a game to know if somebody's good. Like, honestly, that's the whole thing about soccer is think about it. Like, you can pick and choose different players that you like as, like my favorite player right now is a Brazilian on a very successful team. My second favorite
Oh,
player,
you
however,
un-American
is an
traitor.
Englishman from a different team. Like, it doesn't,
Hey,
like usually with most sports,
English
it's a
people
matter
were our
of,
first enemies, and they shall always be our enemies.
well, technically, not really. I mean,
Technically, for real, once an enemy,
them
always
Native
an enemy.
American savages and their hugs were our first enemies, but never mind.
Well, they were our first considerable enemies. They were our
Because,
first white enemies.
well, no. You know what? I'm going to invalidate this entire discussion right here and now. This is like how all those black people go around who act like they're being discriminated against, but they're really not, and they pull the whole, oh, what, you want to turn me into a slave thing? Like, stop sympathizing with slaves. You weren't a slave, your mom wasn't a slave, your grandpa and your grandparents weren't a slave, okay? None of your family was a slave dating back any recent time. Unless there's some, like, underground black market thing that nobody hears about anymore, which I do definitely know exists, but I'm not going to acknowledge it, because
the
that
black
would, like...
market.
Yeah, still.
I also happen to be a huge mess distributor for the South and Southwest using
Dude, it's like me trying to sympathize with me saying like, oh well, I hate them. I hate them Southerners down there with their slaves. Like they don't own slaves anymore. That's not a thing. And I wasn't around at the time to be in the position of somebody who would dislike them. God, good God, Drew.
Most Southern, when I say 99.99% of Southerners, even ones who
Oh, your
got
statistics
out of
can
the
blow
South
me.
and moved up to the North, maybe they could be a little smarter, but they still got that Southern idiocy in them.
My God.
It's sort of like that saying: you can take the fetus out of Brooklyn, but you can't take Brooklyn out of the fetus.
What did you just... I really hope they dissect your brain one day and just find some weird thing growing in it that just... Like, if anybody else were to ever experience it, it would just ruin their lives.
Well, that's what makes me special, so I hope that does happen.
Why the hell do you think I picked you as my other host? Who do you think I was going to pick?
Yeah.
Ryan? The worst guest ever? So, anyway,
for
those of you wondering
before... Ryan.
For those of you wondering before, the text that I got from a guest was not actually Ryan. I know that I promised him for 2 weeks in a row, and we never got him. So...
We will get him eventually.
Eventually.
Probably before the end of the year.
So the plan for now is to get one of two guests in. I think I know who it's going to be. But we would need to, for this guest to go on, we would need to record it like really early. These go up like Friday morning, Thursday late night, whatever. It usually goes up around midnight on a Thursday.
Midnight on a Thursday.
I would either have to upload it a couple days late or record it like almost a week in advance. So, leave a comment down below if you think that's what we should do, but otherwise I'm going to keep it rolling the way we need to. If we don't have any guests, then Drew and I'm sure we can ramble off whatever we need to for however long we feel necessary. Wow, we hit 9 minutes really quick. I'm kind of impressed with with this banter that's been going on, even though I hate the word banter. All right,
I only like the word banter if witty is placed in front of it.
Witty banter?
Yes. Witty makes it feel important.
Okay. I guess so. You know what?
So, Brian,
what Drew says goes.
Never answered my question that I think I asked you earlier. Who do you think is going to win? The Steelers or the Patriots?
Well, they're both overrated as hell.
Bag crap.
They're like the two most overrated teams, so it's going to be really hard choosing.
I don't really see the Steelers as like overrated anymore because they've kind of digressed a little.
Yeah.
Like, I consider the Bengals the favorite for that division. The Steelers have lost
which is funny.
Polamalu and Taylor, and they need secondary defense. Like, desperately.
Well, Drew, did you know that I'm a Bengals fan? I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that a few
I
times.
do.
I'm such. I'm
You're also
such.
besides being a stupid Euro faggot, you're also an Ohio. You're also an Ohio faggot.
Hey, Ohio had
Ohio
the most
is
race
pretty much like a
riots.
nation of its own.
Ohio had the most race riots back in the 50s and 60s, so don't you go telling me that I'm wrong.
I will tell you that Ohio is pretty much like a country of its own.
um, I mean, sure.
I will
I
give
don't.
Ohio this. It is pretty important in presidential elections.
Well, yeah.
Usually, usually whoever wins that state is a pretty serious contender.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't Obama win Ohio the first time?
it wouldn't
Or am I
surprise me,
mistaken?
but what are you gonna do? Did
It
Joe?
was either that or Iowa.
Yo,
And then after that, people were like, "Oh shit, we better take this guy seriously."
did Joe Biden announce that he's running? I heard something about that.
Yeah, that's kind of been expected for a while now.
I kind of thought he was gonna
Nobody
drop it.
fucking wants. I don't want him as president. I just want him and Donald Trump to fight it out as long as possible because they're both what are they both? Almost 70. They're both old and have really shitty hair.
I know a couple people that's the reason why they're a good match is because of their hair. Sure, I know a couple
Yes.
people who are down for Biden to be president, and I'm a little scared of that to be honest. But
Fuck those people.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel
They
about Joe
can be
Biden.
good people, but fuck them.
I don't really like him, but I don't really like anybody at this point. No, no, I take that back. I still like Ben Carson, but whatever.
No, Ben Carson is a doctor,
Yeah, I know.
and Ben Carson is black.
Yeah, so that's gonna appease half the population.
Ben Carson is also a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Ben Carson also has black
Are
hair.
you done yet? Well, this hair's getting a little
He has
lighter
an
there,
average
but
size build. He is also a resident of the United States.
oh my God, Drew. Anyway, anyway, I hmm, I'm
So
not
Brian,
too
answer the
sure.
question.
What? I don't think
Steelers or Patriots?
I'm gonna shoot for Patriots. I think the Patriots are gonna win, but I mean, I don't know, because the people who still are Steelers fans are probably kind of like the bandwagon douchebags who have been around from the beginning. You know, the guys who go on Twitter every time they win and bash the other team, but the second the Steelers lose, they have nothing to say. Just crickets.
Well, again, the Steelers have a shit ton of problems.
Well, yeah.
I mean, maybe not a shit. Their problems are once they can get past if their young cornerback can succeed. I mean, I know they still got Gay and Cortez Allen. They have to step up to the plate. They gotta get someone to fill in that safety role.
I can say I've thought the same. I don't really expect much out of them anymore. I mean, I used to be like, okay, yep, it's Steelers game. Guess who's gonna win? But I saw a game
I mean, they don't have that
Didn't they lose by like
they don't have that
17 in the
fear
Cardinals
anymore in
game
them.
though?
But it's I can see the Steelers going either way. I could see them having a pretty good season. Maybe the worst they do is 7 wins.
How much did they lose by in the Cardinals game? Because I only saw like
The
the first
Cardinals
half.
game.
Was that 17?
When?
The he was either last week or I think so.
Oh, preseason?
Yeah. Cuz that was
They
really
could have lost.
sketchy.
Or they might have gotten
No,
demolished.
they
I don't know what
definitely
the results of
lost.
that
I don't know
were.
if they got demolished. Hang on, I'll look up the score.
I don't necessarily consider preseason as a great indicator. make sure it's like
I do.
uh, I guess in a way, a foreshadowing, or I mean, just like they say at the preseason, but they usually don't play their starters very long and don't use all their plays. I mean, the Giants in the last preseason, their starters like could not complete a series, and then they have one of the better offenses of the NFL last year. I mean, it took them until like that second game last year against the Cardinals to really click. Not only lost that game, but they did all for the preseason, and then they just destroyed on offense regular season pretty much.
I'm trying to look up the score, but all I'm finding is the game that's scheduled for the 18th coming up. Or, well, October 18th, apparently. So, yeah,
October
another
18th.
game I'm not going to watch because the Steelers are going to get demolished, but whatever.
You're an Ohio racist.
And proud to be. Don't you forget it.
I'll forget it.
Oh, for those of
I
you...
am just shocked and offended that you would degrade Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh citizens and the Steelers fans in such a manner.
I'm degrading their bandwagon bait team. That's what I'm degrading.
You know, I always hear people telling shit about the Bengals, but when the Bengals get into the playoffs and get their asses whooped, I don't hear it then. Everybody's like, "Ooh, Cincinnati!" And
Well,
then they don't do anything in the playoffs, and then it's crickets.
well, I mean, I could be a Browns fan, but that almost seems And let me explain why the Browns seems like a bandwagony team. It's literally the guys that you hear next to nothing about, whether they win or lose.
I don't even see the Browns as a bandwagon team, because the bandwagon team, usually they have to be like a big time, like, you know, consistent winners, like the Yankees. The Browns, I don't even know when the last time they had that. They might have had one in the last like 10 or 15 years,
But
but I'm
that's
pretty sure that they didn't.
but that's
They might
exactly
have
it.
been like an 8. I mean, 8-8 would be 500. You can call it a winning season. I don't, but maybe that.
That's what I'm trying to say though, is that the Browns seem like such a the Browns are the same reason that there's Cowboys fans out there, you know? Because everybody likes well, I mean, at least some people, they always go like, "Oh, the underdog, look at these guys. I might as well root for them."
Yeah, but the Browns are just so terrible that it's like, you know that there's. I can no. I don't even see like with the Cowboys. There's a foundation for that team. And I don't even see the Cowboys as underdog. I mean, a lot of people are probably considering them to win the division. Or are you considering like historical context?
Good lord, non-football fans must hate us because I just looked at the timestamp on how long we've been going on this tangent.
Non-football fans are a bunch of Euro communist fucks. Why don't you go watch your pussy soccer then? I can see that it's raining out. Football is played in like the heavy rain, but soccer you gotta go home.
Well, that's not true at
Football
all.
can be played in like sleet, snow, hail, earthquake,
they play
tornado,
soccer in
tsunami,
the
volcano, zombie
actual
apocalypse.
dude. Soccer
But if it
runs
drizzles,
year
we
round,
gotta
and
go
they play
home for
through
soccer.
everything. God, I hate you. Ugh.
Hate you.
God.
Hate you. That should be a Pokemon. Hate you. Because Pokemon sucks now because I'm not a child anymore.
Pokemon will never suck for me because, you know, deep down there's a child in me. I always really liked that meme where it's like, where it shows the target audiences of Call of Duty versus Pokemon, yet the actual players are flipped. As like all the fat 20-something, 30-something-year-old guys are playing Pokemon, and all the like 11 and 10-year-old kids are playing COD, which is completely accurate, mind you, and I'm not afraid to admit that, but whatever. All right, so are we going on to recent news? Because we want to stick on the football thing. We could talk about Tim a little bit.
We can talk about what a little bit.
Tim Tebow.
Sure. Let's talk about Tim Tebow.
I
I don't
think
really.
I picked the topic,
He's had
so
his
you
time
lead
in the
off the
sun, but
conversation.
he's had his time in the sun, but I don't think he's still relevant. Is he still on the Eagles?
No, he's off the Eagles now, I think. As of now. I think that's what the article said, but I can't be too sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think. I mean, he would have been like a third string quarterback, unless something probably would have happened to Sam Bradford.
Hmm.
Mark Sanchez is still showing himself to be pretty decent in that offense, or at least better than expected of him.
You know, sometimes during soccer practice when I screw up, I Tebow in honor of him.
You know,
How
that is
does
just
that
an
make
insult
you
to football
feel?
itself. And you can't just cross sports meme, alright? People was for football, not Euro communist soccer crap.
God.
You know what's funny? I heard it was something I heard the other day. Is I don't know. It was like this. It was like this really fat Christian fuck, Josh Fairstein. And he was like making a video of how like Christians are being persecuted, and he's like, so it's like America just shames Tim Tebow, and it's just like congratulates Michael Sam. What the fuck have we gone into? And he tried to go into the like make that into a tangent.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
it wasn't even like an old video. It's like pretty recent, and it's like neither one of those are relevant in the NFL now.
There really are people who hate Christians in America and really do like to belittle them, but I will never say that they're being persecuted in sports. I don't know. Like eventually if it
I
gets
don't even think
to
they're
be
being
too much, but
persecuted at all.
yeah. I mean like yeah, I don't say persecuted. You know, there are some people who are going to get judged for their religious beliefs, but there are also going to be athletes who are judged for
Sure.
being a handful of things, you know?
People are judgmental.
I think if faith gets you through a game, then go ahead and do it. If faith gets you through life, go ahead and do it. As long as you're not, you know, misinterpreting
Just
your
don't try and
faith
make
and using
faith
it for
like.
evil.
Just don't try and make faith like mandated law or use it to enforce or
You know what?
influence and all that shit.
As somebody who's like quite honestly an on and off Christian, because I pick and choose what I choose to support, of course. Um, have you seen the Joe Rogan rant on Noah's Ark?
No.
It's the funniest thing ever. So, he says now, all of the majority of Christians have had this story drilled into their head from a very young age, and they've just kind of gotten to the point where they accept it, which I know isn't true in a lot of cases, but let's, you know, I'm like, let the man finish already. He might as well say something funny. Um, which isn't to say that Joe Rogan isn't, you know, like unfunny. It's just he doesn't have a wide variety of material anymore. But he goes on this whole tangent where he's like, now imagine, don't ask a Christian what happened with Noah's Ark. Explain it to, as he phrased it, a retarded 8-year-old boy and see how many problems he can find in this story. And he just goes off on the whole thing. Like the 8-year-old boy, he's, you know, pretending to be a heavily disabled 8-year-old boy who's sitting there just screaming at this guy practically. Just like, so how did they get all the animals across the continent onto this one boat? If he only had a small amount of time, how the hell did they walk all the way across the earth to get to the boat? And like he just goes on and on and on. Like there's a lot of animals and there's two of each. How big is this boat? Like he just He's like,
Even assuming that it was like that the boat was big enough, and assuming that there was some sort of like ice bridge or something. How would the animals like not fucking kill each other?
yeah, that was the next thing. He was like, now, how did the animals eat, considering they were on a boat together? I'm sure there wasn't that much food. And, since animals eat other animals. And he's just like, I don't know. It was, I think the funniest part, quite honestly, was the way he was envisioning this retarded 8-year-old child, but I'll leave that one alone for now.
Orchid, as pronounced by the internet.
God.
Orchid.
No. Next time you get the chance, look up a Joe Rogan special on Netflix. I forget what it's called. I think there's only one, but he does have a lot of he has some stuff to say, A lot of which I did like, despite him conflicting with several ideas. But, comedians tend to do that. Let's be honest.
Comedians come under a lot of heat in recent times.
Yo.
I guess they've always had like sort of a I want to say controversy, but people against them. I mean, like Lenny Bruce. But like, why, man? Why comedians get so much hate?
Do you mind if I go on another rant real quick, just for the sake of time? God, I feel like such a lefty.
I do
but
mind.
Anyway. You do mind?
I am talking.
Okay, well, finish your thought.
I don't mind, you rant.
Anyway, so, in recent news, of course involving the comedians, I like how we're flowing tonight. This is going good. Jim Norton, who, I don't know if you've watched any of his material, he's kind of somewhere in between like a Louis C.K., but more perverted, I guess. It's like, that's his thing. And
I think, I think him and Louis C.K. are friends, or...
Yeah.
But I'm not very well aware of him now.
That's been an established thing. But, what's it called? So, something that I found kind of funny recently was that he tweeted out, a little provocative comment regarding wishing that Marco Rubio would be violently raped. And everybody just flipped out. Every Republican who's never seen his work before just goes off on the guy. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, they've never seen his material before, have they? I remember there was one, and keep in mind, the title of every single article about it was Liberal Comedian, which I thought was kind of funny. Oh my God, why do people have to text me when I'm ranting?
I know it's not true, but I somewhat associate like liberal comedian as like the ultra politically correct liberal comedian.
Yeah, that's like, what comedian is politically correct? That should never happen. What's it called? They keep bashing him. They're like, liberal comedian. I'm like, one of my favorite jokes by him was talking about sitting behind Al Sharpton on a plane and wishing that the plane would crash. He was telling this whole story. He's like, yeah, I met Al Sharpton on a plane.
He joked about rape?
Yeah, like... Well, he did reference the fact that he was a quote-unquote Christian bigot or whatever he said, but, that's probably because he's so, pro-gay marriage and everything, which, I'm sure Rubio isn't. But...
I wouldn't even associate pro-Christian with... I mean, there are plenty of liberal Christians, but most people would associate pro-Christian with conservatives.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I think pro-religion should be a thing.
Yeah, I mean it is.
It's just
it shouldn't be law.
I
mean, like religion shouldn't be influencing the law. There should be laws to protect one's right to religion, which there are, but
what about
shouldn't be like one uniform.
What's your opinion on the clerk who refused to, who was, oh my God.
Opinions on it? and all that shit, and she could like have her views on it being religiously wrong, but he's a public judge, so she pretty much has to do it. I mean, in a sense, that is sort of old news, and because like she was like doing like civil disobedience in a sense. So how could she not expect to be arrested? I mean, the judge told her, it's like, well, you can't do this, and then she's like, I'm not going to listen to you, and then I think she was grounded in contempt of court.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I think it's.
I saw Mike Huckaby. That you brought up how like people were calling who was he? I forget. Louis C.K.'s friend. You brought up how people were calling like Louis C.K.'s friend like, well, liberal comedian. I just thought of Mike Huckabee being like, you know this. How could we just sit here as a nation and not being discussed when Kim Davis is in jail? Like, dude.
Because she was irrelevant until recently. I'm sure there are plenty of people who oppose gay marriage. It's just she was jailed for it. Right, well, listen, for now, all I'm gonna say is she was rightfully jailed because it's a law. Like, that's just how it works.
Right.
You know, like, who cares? It doesn't affect me. I don't care. I know homophobic people out there, which, mind you, people always get that confused. You see that in YouTube comments, like, stop being homophobic. Like, homophobia is the fear of gay people. You can dislike what they do all you want. You're not homophobic. But there are people who are, like, irked by the idea of two males or two females together. And,
fuck faggots.
You know, like, they're irked by it, but keep in mind, they say, you know what? It's not gonna affect me either way. Like, go do your thing, just not in front of me. I don't care. I just don't like it.
Usually it's just people wanting, like, the people who are just go against gay marriage, it's just want to personally influence, not even personally influence, it's just like control other people and make it their own set of morals. So fuck them. Fuck them and fuck the faggots.
You see, this is why you're my number 2, because you can always...
Number 2 is poop.
Yes, exactly. You're poop and I'm garbage. That's our nicknames from now on, alright?
Poop and garbage.
Yeah. Yo, we hit 33 minutes. I'm proud of us. We rolled really well. You know, we just went topic to topic flawlessly.
Rick rolled.
Okay, any other recent news?
Now. It's still raining now.
It is still raining. I was kind of surprised by that. I don't know.
I didn't think it was because it was supposed to earlier today. And I was hoping that I wouldn't have to play Eurofag soccer, but I did.
I had so much fun today playing soccer, but never mind.
Dude, fuck your soccer. I know we went over this, but fuck your soccer.
Half my class just
you're not even a real person until you like admit the evils and the sins of soccer.
My God. Your existence is a problem. Let's...
Glandular.
Yeah. God, any whore.
You're objectifying me, and that's a problem.
What is this? What?
Yeah.
Every time you mention it, you say you and your Eurofag soccer. That's word for word how you address me.
I also refer to you as an Ohio fag.
Yet you're the one feeling degraded. You know what? No.
Yeah, I do.
Get out of here.
You pushed me to that point, Brian. Didn't have to be like this.
Yo, so, do you mind if I, like, insta-segue, or do we have to continue on this horrible tangent?
Let's do Brian news.
Brian news?
Yes, Brian news.
Is that just your way of saying, like, you should talk?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I was thinking that maybe in honor of our guest not appearing, we could discuss one of the topics he suggested.
Sure.
Get the list
Dinosaur
out.
with dinosaurs.
No, 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 you gotta like read it out word for word for the audience. You have to read the text, okay? This is
I
gonna
don't
be
think I
perfect.
received this text.
How did you not receive the text? You agreed to the topics, he said. He texted me
Is
saying
this like, are
Andrew
we talking
likes
about
all of
like a
these
couple? Are we
topics.
talking about a couple of weeks ago?
Uh, Probably. I don't know. Wait,
Okay, it
did
says,
we
are you
skip a
going to
week?
discuss the impact the dinosaur extinction had on modern society?
Oh my god. He's such a dumbass. Oh, the butterflies one? Oh my god, I just burped and talked at the same time. That was sketchy. I'm chugging water so that my throat doesn't like sound all crackly while I'm trying to do my radio show voice. Um so yeah,
I also have
there's
water
yeah, like I just chugged a mango iced tea earlier and it
because
was very good.
hydration is key.
Yes, hydration is key and I'm actually out of water, so I should
Hydration is
probably go
key.
fix that. But anyway,
Drink water.
um what's it called? So wasn't there like a butterfly one? Oh, and we had to, he wanted to discuss the crucifixion of Jesus, which I'm gonna leave alone because I think that was a very sketchy topic of him to suggest. But anyway, go
Yeah,
on.
fuck Jesus.
Oh my god, I hate you so much. Just
Jesus
go
was
on.
a Eurofag.
Well, Middle Eastern. Let's go easy now.
It's not America. They're all practically the same. Not American.
The Queen might as well be Somalian. Anyway, go on.
He's just a big Eurofag cunt.
God, what is?
Alright.
I'm glad that you got a C bomb in on the show. I know that I couldn't because that's, you know,
I don't like Europeans this last hour. I don't know why.
whatever.
Their existence offends me.
Why do you have to poke the bull? There's a
Because the
very,
bull is
very
in the
annoying.
cage.
You see, I'm the one that has to deal with all the comments after the show. You just get to sit there and swear at these people more.
I do. I do. I do get to
Which
swear.
is, again, why you should vote Brian as the better host.
Who won that anyway?
You did, because I'm pretty sure you were the only one who voted.
I didn't vote.
You didn't vote?
No.
Oh.
Like, there's an official vote in the comment section, or?
I was assuming that the user who was talking was you.
No.
Okay. So I guess we have a consistent viewer. That's good for me.
What is his or her name?
Well, I'm not gonna mention. If you want to figure it out, you could just go in the comments section. Like, honestly, it's, I'm not gonna openly draw attention to somebody without their approval first, and the podcast hasn't been released, so I'm not gonna ask for their approval. I'm gonna leave it at that. But still, yeah, you won as best host. Which,
Well, let's see.
I can't say I agree or disagree with, because I did ask for public opinion after all. Which was such a mistake, because who cares what the public thinks, but go on.
See, this is like more of your communist Eurofagginess.
Oh my god.
Want to suppress free speech.
You're such a
like
twat.
a communist.
You're such a twat. Anyway.
This viewer is not aware that you are not Drew. I am Drew.
Well, I mean, yeah, he is Drew. Anyhow, so
you?
What's it called? Yes, I'm Brian. This is my channel. Thank you for watching. But anyway, yeah, Drew, I don't think he's been in any of my other videos, but we've been wanting to do stuff together for like a very, very long time, and I finally just kind of... Yes, I finally just broke down and decided, I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I can't think of anybody better to help me with it than Drew. So, yeah.
Yay.
Drew is here, and he's sticking around for the long run, assumably.
Sticking around.
Yo, my speech sounds so broken in this microphone right now, I can already guarantee it. Because, like, I keep...
I hope that, like, we actually get more than, like, a few comments so that they can criticize your voice.
They're all going to criticize me, whether they comment or not. It's going to be among the viewership, I'm sure.
See, and this is why I have to make, like, provocative and incendiary statements. Because maybe someone will be, like, pick it up and be like, hey, look at these guys, aren't they stupid? We should look at them. Then we get views.
Is, that's your formula right there? You really think that's gonna work?
For right now, yes.
Oh, I have
So
faith
fuck
in
minorities.
All right.
Fuck everybody who's un-American. Especially Canada.
Canada. That just happened.
Sounds better than Canada.
Well,
Sounds more American.
They play football too up there more than they play
soccer.
soccer.
Yeah, but that's
to
Canadian Football League, and it's so much worse than American football. Have you even? I mean, the rules are different.
Well,
that's for one.
Really,
un-American.
I mean, like Canadian high schools have football too. Like that's a common thing. You know?
But it's not American football. It's Canadian football.
Well, no, it's American football in Canada. You know.
But they twist it and make it Canadian.
By doing what?
Right. Having it in Canada.
Oh my God.
They are not allowed to play our sports.
Whatever.
Ever what?
Never mind. Just leave it be. It's not going anywhere. Anyway,
Not going anywhere because you know you lost.
We were talking about comedians earlier. Have you found anybody funny recently? Because like, I'm drawing real low on the list of comedians that I have yet to watch all the material of.
Are we talking about recent comedians, up and comers?
Well, just in general, because like I watched every Eddie Murphy special, and then
Oh my God, he's so amazing.
He's very, very good. I was rewatching Raw the other day with one of my friends, and it's so perfect. My
favorite is Delirious.
Really?
That's the one. That's the 1983 one, right?
I believe so. You know what? I think I might be able to second you on that one. Is that the one where he goes on the drunken tirade pretending to be his dad?
Yeah,
yes,
it's
that's
like,
my favorite.
It's like, my dad would always get up in the middle of the cookout, and be drunk and be like, hey, it's in my house. And if you don't like it, you get the fuck out.
Complaining
I like how we
about
referred
his,
to the barbecue as the cookout.
Yeah. That's a black
cookout.
It is now. At least,
I was unaware that barbecues were cookouts.
It's a thing, I guess. What's it
called?
It
should be a thing that should be brought back.
What else was in Delirious? Oh, that's when he did the Mr. T thing. He talked about if Mr. T was gay. I think that was my favorite. That was probably one of my favorite segments. Because then in Raw, which came after that, he went into the whole, Mr. T is really mad at me. And homosexuals, they're even angrier. Like, they got 24/7 homo watch at the airport waiting for me to show up. And he just goes on this whole, like, it was perfect. I loved everything Eddie Murphy's ever done. I can't say I have any complaints. Because there are a lot
Except for some of his movies.
Yes. There are a lot of black comics out there that just... I sit there watching them thinking, you know what? I get it. You're loud. You're exasperated. But you're not funny. Like Cat Williams. I cannot freaking stand him. Chris Tucker, I didn't think was all that funny. I mean, like, I giggled at one point, but I wasn't very impressed by him. Yet there are people like Chris Rock and Eddie Murphy, the classics, who I absolutely love.
I do like Chris. I mean, Richard Pryor is not my favorite. I like him. He has, laid the groundwork for a lot of comedians.
Including Eddie Murphy.
But he's not my favorite. That's probably because of time.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of the comics that I like now are, like guys that are, I'm not going to say they're on the older side, they're like 40s, give or take, like they've had some life experiences and they could just go out there and ramble off, why they love the fact that, you know, like they're just annoyed by everything. That's why Bill Burr, to this day, is, yeah, I'd say Bill Burr is my favorite comedian.
I like Bill Burr. He was on Conan the other night.
Was he? I'll have to watch that.
Yeah,
I love Bill
I want
Burr
to say
so
in
much.
August. I want to say in August.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably on Conan's YouTube channel.
Could you rank like a top three comedians as of now?
My own. Okay, so number one would be George Carlin.
That I expected.
Um, Number two. I'll go with Eddie Murphy. And number three will be Louis C.K.
Yeah, I saw that one coming from a mile away. I don't know.
I was debating between putting like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock in there, and maybe Lenny Bruce.
I'm gonna
Although I
say
haven't watched a lot of Lenny Bruce.
I'll say the same second and third as you, but Bill Burr is my number one. You know, Louis C.K. Everybody hated on his last couple specials, but when I watched him back, I'm like, yeah, he's bound to run out of material sometime, but I'm sure he'll shoot back. It's nothing like I didn't hate them, but I giggled a couple times.
That's the thing that he became really big in the comedic world when he became a father.
Yeah, that's
So that was like not super far in terms of like specials, because usually specials are like every like 2 years or so.
yeah.
That's like 3 specials ago.
You know, I've always kind of thought this myself, but Woody's gamer tag put it really well. He's like, you know how like Bill Burr's whole thing prior to getting married, of course, was the fact that he was a single man. Some of the time, I think he had a girlfriend during one of his specials, and he was like, you know what, she's amazing. You know, I mean, I'd get over her eventually if she broke up with me, but she's amazing. Um, and he did this whole like, you know what, I'm not coming home at 40 years old for Thanksgiving without a wife. And then in his next special, he was married. And everybody made a huge deal out of it. They're like, I'm so happy for this guy. This is such a big deal. And that's going to add on to his comedy, of course, because he's not just going to have boyfriend stories, he's going to have husband stories. But
Yeah,
you know what's
I feel
going to
like a
be.
couple of years down the line, it's gonna be like, this fucking cunt bag. Let me tell you,
Well,
he can make it work.
here's the way I looked at it is, all right, he's going to have this great wife. He's going to tell all these jokes, just random little stuff. But you know what's
Right?
going to be even bigger than his marriage to his career? His
What?
divorce.
Yep.
The moment he gets divorced, it's going to be such a huge rise in his career. Like, did you see what happened to Kevin Hart?
I
Like,
don't really pay attention to him much, but he became pretty big
he had all these like
last few
wife
years.
and kids stories, all this stuff. He got like outed for cheating. His wife broke up with him immediately after when Let Me Explain came out. It was one of his best specials, you know? And the first thing he let off was, and you know what? This is the happiest time in my life because I'm divorced. I'm like, you know what? All right. I get it. Like, I mean, I don't get it, but I can understand why, this is a turning point. This is going to be a big deal for your career. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where I would put Kevin
women be
Hart on my
crazy.
list. He's probably in the top 10 somewhere.
I don't find him.
Ironically enough, I would say Dane Cook is in my top 10 too, which most people wouldn't
Uh,
expect out of me.
I wouldn't expect that out of you.
I really liked one of his recent specials. I think it was the one where he was in Madison Square Garden. I think I think if it was like a close draw, I think Dane Cook pushed Aziz Ansari off the list. Even though I don't have like an actual top 10 list mapped out. Do you want to do that now? Like make our top 10 list on the show?
Sure, but 1, 2, and 3: George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Louis C.K.
Yeah. All right.
I'll make it. 4 and 5 will be Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. Or no, scratch that. 4 will be Dave Chappelle. 5 will be Lenny Bruce, and 6 will be Chris Rock. 7 will be Jerry Seinfeld.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, I mean he does do. He's one of the probably one of the only ones now, because now that Bill Cosby's been has been outed as a rapist for like a month. The only clean comedian.
I'm actually going to change one of the entries on my list, and you'll see when I actually like tell you. Um but this one you're probably not expecting. I'm bumping one of my top 3 down to like number 5 cuz I just thought about it more in depth. 6
Who?
I'll tell you when I'm done.
Okay. Who are your favorite comedians, audience?
Are you expecting them to talk back? Is this like a Dora episode? We're going to ask the audience even though it's a pre-recorded show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Robin
really.
Williams will make my list.
I'm gonna feel like a douchebag. Robin Williams absolutely would not make my list.
There's gonna be a whole generation of kids who doesn't know what it's like to have Robin Williams.
I don't know. He felt like a one-trick pony to me. I gotta be honest. It might make me seem like a douchebag, but everything that came besides, I really did like his performance in Good Morning Vietnam, but otherwise, I can't say too much. Too much besides like, hey, he was excited and did stuff.
I actually saw his zaniness and ability to improvise really adding to really added
Yeah.
the comedic genius.
3, 4, 5, 6.
There are people who believe that he was murdered. Not as many people as like Kurt Cobain. It's not as big as like that was.
Well, yeah, because there were people. What's it called? El Duce was going out in public saying, "Yeah, Courtney Love tried to pay me to whack Kurt Cobain," and everybody flipped out. But
yeah, then it was proven that I don't think they have actually any actual link.
Who am I forgetting? I'm trying to make this list here, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Bill Hicks will be on my list. He'll be number 9. He would be way higher if he didn't die.
If Aziz Ansari is going to be on my list, he's going to be pretty low. He's going to be 9 or 10, which is kind of like, keep in mind my 9 and 10 aren't like bad, It's,
and Larry David will be on my list too. I mean, even though he's more well known for like Herb and Seinfeld, he's dipped into stand-up. So
who would have thought that one was coming?
Everybody.
God, you're such a... I don't know how you do it. You just, like, latch on to Larry David like nothing. It's amazing.
Dude. Clever man. He should do another, Curb season. It's looking like it's a little bit more possible now.
My number 9 is gonna be so weird to you. All right, so I got this list down. I know the audience was loving
Is it
listening to
gonna be
my
so
half
weird because it's
silence.
like Adam Sandler?
Not at all. No, you probably. I don't even know if you've heard of him before. But what's it called? So my number 1, of course, is Bill Burr. Number 2 is Eddie Murphy. My number 3, I put Jim Jeffries.
Instead of Louis C.K.
Yeah, I bumped Louis down a couple spots because um, I think my number 4 is more consistent, which I put Kevin Hart as number 4 because he is more like he's consistently good. I can't complain about one of his specials. And with Louis C.K., I can notice a drop off in his later stuff.
I won't knock Kevin Hart on this. I mean, he's come far because it's like he's been like get on a lot in his early days, and he came far, but I still don't like him.
Hmm.
He's little and he's loud. He doesn't have that like Chris Rock feel to him.
Yeah, which
Chris
is
Rock can
actually
be like
I put Chris Rock right below Louis C.K.
I think I put Chris Rock at 6, right below Lenny Bruce.
Hmm.
But we both see Chris Rock as middle of the pack,
Yeah, right after
or a
Chris
little
Rock,
bit below.
I put Dane Cook because I like how loud he is, and I don't know, he was different because a lot of my top comedians are a little. Then I have Jim Norton right below him because I do like perverted humor every so often. And the number 9 spot that you might not even know is Mike Birbiglia. I think he's done like 2 Netflix specials before. And
God, that sounds like so Anchor Babyish and Eurofag.
oh my
Crap.
god.
It's like, why?
He does like his most recent thing, which I think it was his most recent. He has a special called My Girlfriend's Boyfriend, and it's probably I don't know. It's a really good monologue type of deal. I like it. And right below Mike Birbiglia, I have Lewis Black and Aziz Ansari tied.
You gotta pick one, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one.
Ah, I guess I'm going with Aziz then. Because I like that he's a little
Aziz.
bit jumpy. I don't know.
He is quite jumpy.
Yeah, and Lewis Black is he's one of those he's for those of you who don't know who Lewis Black is, he's an older guy. He starts on the quiet side, and then eventually when he gets to his point, he starts like screaming at the audience and all this stuff. And I think it's hilarious. But keep in mind, like somebody who's screaming at me but is also stationary at the same time is not you know, I don't see that as very eye catching. I guess he just sounds like another older guy screaming. I don't know.
You know who I like is who didn't make the list and probably wouldn't have is Ron Funch. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Ron Funches, the big fat black guy with like dreads and shit. He wears a sweater and he has a persona of like I'm a very calm, laid back, even tempered guy. He makes it work.
I don't even know who you're talking about. I gotta be honest.
You look him up.
Maybe
It'll be
eventually.
look him up.
You know who I discovered that I hated the other day?
Who?
I can't see past how much of a douchebag Ralphie May is. Like I used to kind of like me. I used to kind of like him to a certain extent. I was like, a couple giggles. But now I'm sitting there watching this guy, and I'm hearing what he's saying, and I'm analyzing the fact that he's like he could be an effective member of society, but he's not. He's a total douchebag. Like,
Oh
he's
my
just...
god, he is so fucking fat.
I knew you were gonna tear him to shreds for that the second you saw that.
He can be a nice person, but he is fat. But Brian said he's a douchebag, so I'll go with him.
Yeah, like he was talking about the story about like the first time he smoked weed with his kids around, and like he almost passed out and started he started like freaking out on him. And I'm just sitting there thinking, your children have to live with the fact that you openly talk about all these horrible experiences you've had regarding them. Like, there are some people where, like, Bill Cosby maybe could talk about, something funny that happened with his kids. Mind you, Bill Cosby's a bad analogy because of how clean he is, I guess. But, like, at least don't openly talk about how much of an irresponsible douchebag you are. Like, you can be irresponsible on your own time and be a douchebag, but don't be an irresponsible douchebag when kids are involved and then try to make everybody laugh about it. I don't know. I feel like I'm taking the hit too personally. It's because he's an Obama lover. I'm sorry. That's just why. I don't know. Because he hates Republicans, I guess. I don't know. That's what this all roots back to.
I find it strange that you, a Euro-communist fag, doesn't like Barack Hussein Obama, a brother or originator from Kenya, who is also Saddam Hussein. Why don't you like Obama, Brian?
Why don't I?
You're a Euro-communist fag, surely.
Because he's like
with Obama.
Every other mainstream politician. He's too much of a hypocrite.
Every politician is a hypocrite, Brian.
No, the mainstream politicians, I still say they're hypocrites. All the loudest people, they're the loudest voices all the time. You don't really hear anything about Ben Carson anymore. Because Ben Carson doesn't like to start anything with any other candidates. He just lays back and waits for people to vote for him.
There's something about Ben Carson, though, is even though Donald Trump is leading the polls right now, there was actually like a survey done where it was like more people chose Ben Carson, where the question was asked, would you rather have Ben Carson or Donald Trump?
I believe it.
And then it wasn't like, I think with the survey, too, it's like they had him give him like a brief little description of Ben Carson, and the majority of the ones who said yes knew who Ben Carson was.
Yeah, well.
So that's something that I found interesting. He could like
go on.
Get up there in the ranks.
Yeah, I don't know. I took like a political survey, and it's supposed to align you with a certain candidate, and of course I got Ben Carson. Like I expected that to happen. Let's be honest. Like I've thought that way from the beginning, and then I realized. My number 2 choice, or was it number 3? I'm not sure. Anyway, my number 2 choice was Huckaby. And I'm like, now do I like that? Am I happy with that?
Well, I mean, you and him both have back boobs, so I can see why.
Oh, God, you're such a cunt. Anyway.
Brian does not like me to joke about his back boobs.
Because I don't have back boobs.
I actually talked with Luke and Victor, some other guy, about it, because we were talking about, like, Luke brought up, like, all these old jokes and shit. I was like, oh, man. And I was like, another one of those, I can't remember how it started, was that Brian has back boobs.
God, you're a douchebag. Whatever.
The glandular problems and the making fun of British people and the grunts. The grunts were a personal favorite.
I don't know. We talked about this last episode, and for some reason we went kind of brain dead on the ideas. But I definitely can see where if we just took the time, we could
with podcast life, and it's like ooh, double life, 2 lives collide into one.
You make glandular problem jokes every so often, which I'm sure none of the audience gets. But I don't care as long
I've
as you're
actually dropped the
referencing it
glandular problem joke
in
in
this
every.
episode, haven't you?
No,
Oh,
I've
in
actually done
every
it in every
episode?
episode.
Is that going to be our thing from
I
now
have
on?
done it in every episode.
I'm so proud of you. Some like
No.
COL historian is going to go back and be like, "Well, actually, in number 2 you neglected to say it, but I'm sure you did."
I know I said in number 2. The one I might be worried about is number 1. That was only a half hour. I'm pretty sure I said it. Whenever
You
you say for the word problem,
definitely
it's
did.
like if you go an entire podcast without saying the word problem, that might not have a basis.
Are you kidding me? All of recent news is just issues. How could I go without saying the word problem?
All of the news in general are just issues and problems.
That's why I always like that joke where the news should be renamed to bad news. Like the
Yeah.
bad newspaper.
You know what
Like
else I don't
there's
like is like most of the politicians. Like my entire life, even if I go back to like the '90s and shit, and like the '80s, politicians want to. Well, the '80s a little more understandable because of Jimmy Carter, but all these politicians want to make America great again. America's gonna be great again. We fucking suck. America is just garbage. It's like we gotta make America great again, and I'm the guy to do it. I don't want the guy who's like, America's not doing so hot. We're all right-ish. We got some problems. We're all right. That's because he'd be different. I feel like that could be a routine. It's like, where it's just like, fuck all these guys. I want to vote for the guy who's like, America, we cool. We all right. He doesn't even have to be black. He could be like Asian Eskimo.
Eskimo's an offensive term. Can't say it anymore.
Fuck Eskimos. I say Eskimos.
You have to call them Inuits now, which is funny because I think I tried to bring it up last time. The term Eskimo brother is now obsolete, and I don't like that. I think that should stick around.
There's not even going to be. I don't even see like how there could be like a backlash on Eskimos.
Because it probably wasn't the Eskimos that made that decision, but go on.
Yeah, the SJWs, the world tour, just like, everything's offensive, and they just
all you guilty white
spend
people.
all their time just like defending or debunking a shitty status quo.
I'm not even gonna get into the Redskins debacle.
By
the way,
these are the same people who who would just like shit all over Bill Burr for making a rape tweet. It's just like rape is never funny. Rape should be a crime. It's like all these people joke about rape, just endorse rape.
You know what?
White privileged males who just love to rape.
Speaking of rape tweet, I didn't put Daniel Tosh on that list anywhere. That needs to change. I'm gonna bump Daniel Tosh up to like. Can I have like a 2.5 spot or something?
Tosh is clever in his own rights, and he's not an idiot. He is funny, but he does not rank my list. No.
Oh yeah, he's in my top 10 easily. I don't know. I like the whole.
Brickleberry just fucking destroys his chances.
I didn't mind Brickleberry.
I tried to get into that. I was like, I gave it a real shot. I couldn't. Although Tosh is still on, though. I think it's one of the longer Comedy Central running shows.
Yeah, I like everybody hates Daniel Tosh. Everybody's like Tosh.0 would be better if Daniel Tosh wasn't on it, and I'm that one guy who's like, well, I liked him from the start, and I still do. So, I'm not gonna complain.
I mean, the main argument is because it's like he's juvenile, and it's like, well, that's sort of true. But I am also juvenile.
Yeah, but
that is my rebuttal.
His job is to appeal to the juvenile side of people. If he's not your cup of tea, don't watch it.
I think one of his better moments, which was later one of his worst moments, was when he was doing a show and then like he jokes about rape, And it was like that girl, like some cunt in the audience, is like, Raven never fails. And he was like, it'd be funny if that girl got raped by like 5 guys right now. And then he actually went back and apologized to her.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
his decision is shit, getting a lot of pressure, but it's like, a comedian should be able to say whatever the hell he wants.
Let's be honest.
And there should be an understanding of,
that
like,
was a good response, though. That was the right
what?
way to handle that situation at the time, was to play it off like nothing happened and then go back and fix it later. Like, what are you just gonna say? I'm sorry for performing my act, invalidate everything I just said.
I'm sorry for performing my act, even though I've pretty much been known to go into, like, controversial, taboo subjects.
I love that whole bit where he was like, yeah, I'm just some everyday heckler. Let's go to a comedy club. I hope there'll be jokes and sarcasm there, and then they complain the whole time.
Fucking hecklers.
Like,
they ruin everything.
Yeah, Jim Norton went on a rant about hecklers at one point, because, God, what was it? I forget who he was talking. No, it may have been regarding Daniel Tosh. But he's like, you know what? No, whether you like it or not, you cannot interrupt a show. I know that you paid for it, but everybody else paid to watch me, not listen to you. Okay? I'm gonna sit up here and be a sarcastic SOB, and you're gonna listen to it. And if you don't like it, then get out, because the second you open your mouth, you are a heckler. And that is going to be handled the way a heckler should be.
And there's kind of like a social contract of, like, if you don't like it, then you can walk out.
Yeah.
Nothing is keeping you there.
That was on an episode of
I hate how it's like.
Oh wait.
How it's like some of these people are just like, rape is not funny and you should never joke about it. It's like, so it's like freedom of expression. Fuck that shit. Freedom of speech. Fuck that shit.
For those of you listening, I just had to adjust Andrew's audio levels because every so often during the podcast he swallows his microphone by accident.
It tastes like corn on the cob.
It tastes like strawberries. Does it taste better than the window, Andrew?
Nothing tastes better than strawberries. The window comes close, but the strawberries are number one.
Anyway.
I almost had a pound of strawberries today. I was only going to have a couple, but I kept eating them because it was so delicious. And then I was like, I better stop. There's only 10 left. So I stopped.
I hate hecklers, but I love strawberries. Is that the course that we just went on? Yes, they are, but still.
Usually I don't side with hecklers. Maybe the one time where it's like, was when, what's his face? Who played Kramer on Seinfeld? Michael, whatever the fuck his name is, I forget at the moment.
I think I remember.
But Kramer on Seinfeld, did you see the video?
I don't think so, but I think I know the incident that you're talking about, because I'm not like a huge Seinfeld group fan.
Yeah, this was like a long time ago, but the heckler was wrong, but like Kramer took it up a notch.
Well, what did he? Do you want to elaborate, or should we let the viewers look it up for themselves?
I mean, I guess they could, because I don't know if I have everything right, but there's a video up on it, and it was like, I think Kramer made a racist joke or something, which he totally should have been able to do, and then someone was like, "That's racist," and then like Kramer was like, "Fuck you! 50 years ago, we would have like had you like tied up in the streets, and everybody's cheering." That wasn't even the one I had like an issue with, but then he was just like,
"Oh wait, so
I believe he went on to be like, you stupid fucking nigger," like all these times, and everybody was like, "Whoa."
Oh yeah. Shut up. 50 years ago, we'd have you upside down with an effing fork up your ass. Yeah. Little bit.
Michael Richards.
Michael Richards. That's who you were referring to. Yeah.
I was thinking of Michael Lewis because I read Moneyball recently. That's his one claim to fame.
Did you see the picture of him in the white robe that says Ku Klux Kramer? Oh, that's beautiful. Look that picture up when you guys can. Like that's flawless.
I've probably seen it before. I can imagine what it looks like. Well, I mean, it's definitely held his career back, but it's like usually established like sitcom stars. They don't use some of them usually don't have trouble finding like other work or progressing past that one role. Like he is forever Kramer from Seinfeld, and like people like Ray Romano has done shit since Everybody Loves Raymond.
He's always going to be Raymond Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond. Nothing more, nothing less, but he's always going to be Ray Barone.
Like Jason Alexander, it's always going to be George Costanza. Although it's a little different for Elaine, though. She's branched out. She's got an HBO series on now. I think she's nominated for an Emmy again. As a Veep. Jerry Seinfeld. Always going to be associated with Seinfeld. He's got his own apps and shit.
Do you think...
Seinfeld. His baby.
No, I was getting confused earlier. I like... Jerry Seinfeld's not all that bad. However, if anybody ever comes up to me and says that they are a Bob Saget fan, I will kill them on the spot for their sake. Just Bob Saget, to me, is so unfunny.
Like Bob Saget.
I was talking slowly, hoping that you would interrupt me with that. But anyway, he's never going to be amusing to me. I don't know how he manages to be so unfunny. If you disagree, I'm sorry, but I just really don't like Bob Saget.
I don't care much for Bob Saget, but I don't hate him as much as you do.
Yeah. I'll always have something against Bob Saget. Just for his face, just for his everything, I'm gonna have a problem.
I'm gonna see him as a stand-up comedian, though. He's always that guy from Full House. I don't even like Full House. Like, it took me a bit to realize. Like, that show was like so 80s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are other shows in the 80s that are just I don't know how to explain it, but it's just the Full House just felt
way too 80s. Like there had to be a message behind every episode. You know?
Yeah. His face, man. That's an 80s face.
What's called? Do you remember there was a Comedy Central like group interview thing where they just they talked for a handful of time? It was Louis C.K., Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and one British guy that I forgot the name of. Oh my god.
Was it Ricky Gervais? I haven't seen it, but I think he's British.
Give me a moment. Yes, it was. Thank you. Oh my god.
Oh shit!
That was beautiful. Oh my god.
I haven't even seen the special you're talking about, but they're all well-known comedians, and you said British, and he's pretty much the only British comedian I know. I mean, unless you count Mike Myers, I believe was born in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Or is he even British?
I was impressed by that. That was a good call, Drew. Damn, he is 54. He looked really good for his age when I saw it.
I thought he was a little younger, but not much. Like, I thought it was like 50, 49.
I thought that Jim Norton was younger, too. He's in his 40s, and he really doesn't look like it, in my opinion. Same with Bill Burr. I would guess he's younger. I mean, he lost all the hair now, so he's looking a little sketchy.
Bill Burr looks as old as I would think.
How old is Bill Burr? Hang on. That's
I
what I
think
like.
he's like in his early 40s.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. 47. Close enough.
Whoa. Uh, well, I guess he does look like he's in his early 40s, but I guess
Now,
that's not surprising.
well, are you looking at Bill Burr with hair?
No.
Because,
I've always known Bill Burr as a bald man.
well, because he had hair, and now he's bald. And now he's bald.
He's not real until he was a bald man.
Oh, no, he was perfect all throughout. You kidding me?
But
Never
he
had a
was
problem with
not
Bill Burr.
real. You know, sort of like how, like, Mario. So, like how Mario was good, but he didn't become real.
What are you even saying anymore?
Freedom is like, Bill Burr with hair is like a fictional character who was
which
still
is
really good and has all the
which is
attributes of real Bill Burr.
which is true because he
But
was
bald Bill Burr,
God, what was his role? I'm trying to think. Hang on.
like that hair should have never been on there. He should have been bald all the way. I also like alliteration. I could say BBB.
He's gonna star in a Netflix special in this year. So
I think he's also going to go on Bob Odenkirk's show, which
really,
is going on Netflix. He might make a guest appearance. Bob Odenkirk.
well, because didn't he
As a
play?
grandmaster.
What was his name? He played. Was it Patrick? Patrick Kuby. That
What?
was his name on Breaking Bad.
I don't even remember fucking Patrick Coopy.
He was him and who's the other? Who's the stand-up comedian who's got the weird shaped head? He's like the big black guy. What was his name? God damn it! It was like Huel in the
Wait.
show.
Oh, no, I remember.
Yeah,
Saul's Lackeys.
the two of them were like Saul's guys or whatever. Yeah, they were
Yeah, I
big.
didn't realize. Or, I mean, yeah, Coopy. Yeah, Bill Burr actually might come back and, better, or not better. Yeah, Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. He was one of the. I'm not gonna say he was like one of the funnier characters because he really didn't have that many lines, but I liked when he showed up.
He had a lot of his moments were comedic moments.
Yeah.
And he looked kind of famous, but like couldn't quite place it.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, I was like, is that Bill Burr? I was like, no, but.
Apparently he was also in GTA at one point.
5?
4. He played Jason Michaels, who I couldn't think of who he was. As an enforcer, he ran the lost prostitution. I
forget the
remember
GTA
who he
4
was.
campaign.
He was killed really early on. Yeah, never mind. Alright. But still, yeah.
Fucking Bill Burr.
He, yeah.
GTA 4.
Yeah, GTA 4
Old
was
news.
huge. That had such a good story to it.
What the fuck? I go on Twitter and it's immediately World Suicide Prevention Day.
Yeah, isn't that all week? It's, no, not all week. It's the 6th through to the 12th. Is that all week? I think it is.
That feels strange. It's like, is today or this week
It's this week, to my knowledge.
the time that's prevented? Well, it says World Suicide Prevention Day.
Alright. Okay. I guess.
But it's like, is today the day that the most suicides have been prevented or have been committed?
No, it's just they picked
Every
the day, I
day
guess.
should be World Suicide Prevention Day.
Well, yeah. That's...
Unless I don't like them.
Is that like, unless they're not American, then they can just get out?
Yeah, everybody else, every one of those Eurofags.
You see, this is the part where we start getting politically incorrect and people feel the need to respond. I think we need to cut ourselves off here.
No, we still have plenty of show to go.
Well, do you have a different subject then, in that case?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we never did one of Glenn's. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, we can talk about. Fuck Jesus again.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Wasn't it something else? One of the he wanted the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah,
Just for you,
how
Glenn.
how the extinction of the dinosaurs plays a role in modern society. Go.
Most a large portion of people do not believe that dinosaurs existed.
Wait, that's a
Christians.
thing?
Yeah.
People don't believe dinosaurs were real?
Does it conflict with Christianity?
What the retard? That is not... What?
Because there's a good number of people believe that the world is only 6,000 years old.
Alright. I didn't realize that was, like, part of that whole theory.
So yeah, that would be what I would have to say about it.
That's all you have to say.
Yes, fuck Christians.
Oh my God.
I
Why do you
know,
always walk me into these situations where I want to hate you, but I can't?
I know, Nicole Arbor's gotten a lot of heat, and everybody else has talked about it, so we'll make it short.
Go on.
You're aware of Nicole Arbor?
I got the gist, I think.
Yeah, so she was pretty much just like, fuck fat people. That was pretty much
Which
the
we
gist
do all
of her
the time.
video. Then she shamed them. I'll make fun of fat people, but I love fat people. No, Chris Farley.
Should we
He was a pretty
discuss...
cool guy.
Oh my God, that was the best. What's it called? I don't know if we should lead into this as a topic. Do you remember the flock thing that I was gonna do? Like, it's all scripted
The what
out.
thing that you were gonna do?
The flock thing, the animated thing, where it was supposed to be like the what's it called? Where it was kind of like it, where we all gradually died.
Yeah, my spoiler alert, but Drew dies because me and Brian escape a house after another friend dies, and I make a comment about his back systems, and then he pushes me out of the ride we're on. I can't remember if it's a golf cart or not.
We're on John Gary's golf cart.
Right at that same moment that he pushes me out, the fat guy apocalypse begins, and I get eaten. It feels weird to say, but it also feels catchy. Fat guy apocalypse. That could be like a metal band name.
That needs to be a thing.
Fat guy apocalypse. Fat guy apocalypse.
Nice. I approve of
Maybe
Fat
it's
Guy
already
Apocalypse.
a thing we don't even know.
Yo, so did you plan on? I can't believe I'm saying this live in the air. Did you plan on running this the same time as the last episode?
Yeah, aren't we like a little more? How long are we in? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah. And we pretty much ran our topics dry at this point. I don't know. I don't want to.
Which we didn't even have any topics to begin with.
Yeah, but you know, our flow kind of like, it's not flowing anymore.
Not flowing anymore since you're fucking Eurofaginist.
Oh my God.
You said, "Oh my God," angrily because you know that.
I will wild card the show on you right now. I swear.
I am the wild card.
No, I am the wild card.
I'm the wild card.
I have the record button.
The
I am the wild card. I'm the everything. Let's be honest. You're just that sarcastic
I'm the wild
guy.
card.
Oh my God.
You can't be the wild card. I'm the wild card.
Fine, you're the wild card, but I still have access to the record button.
Oh yeah, well I'm the wild card, and I'm Dirty Dan, and I'm the whole fucking picnic Cthulhu.
Jesus Christ.
Take that
No,
up
I'm
your
Dirty
teeth and
Dan.
shove it.
I am Dirty Dan.
Pinhead Larry, on your best
I
day.
I am Dirty Dan.
You're Pinhead Larry.
I am Dirty Dan.
I am the true Dirty Dan. You don't even know, Brian, okay?
Thank you guys for watching. This has been Chuckle Out Loud, episode 3. This
We're on
episode has been
4.
sponsored
You
by
fucking fat. We haven't
YouTube.com.
finished
Thanks a
yet.
bundle.
Episode 4. Fewer than them.
We will see you guys in the next episode. Remember to put in the comments section, any thoughts you had on this week's episode and any responses to any questions we've asked you tonight. Thank you.
Please, more than